Hey, welcome back to another episode of Simple Truth Television. Today is October 1st, 2023. So earlier today, I made a quick video explaining what happened to Tim Wakefield and why his death was announced today on October 1st and what it had to do with the Boston Red Sox and their game against the Baltimore Orioles. And like I said in that video, I was expecting the Red Sox to win and finish off the season 78-84 because in gematria, the name Timothy Wakefield, it equates to 78-84. And on the day he died, the Red Sox, his former team, they closed out the season 78-84. Just like how Sunday equals 78-84, just like how Jesuit equals 78-84. I went like I promised. I went back and looked at his career, and I found some unbelievable things that should be used as evidence to prove that this man most likely did not really die from cancer. He was actually murdered. And it all points to the same people, the Jesuit order. I know there's a lot of people in this community that think that for some reason these people are not really dying by a number code. People who have big channels are making videos saying that this stuff is just organic. It just, destiny, whatever. And I don't know. I don't know why you guys think that. If you guys have been doing the work this long, you guys should know that none of this stuff is a coincidence. And I'm really confused. A lot of people in this community are confusing to me because they spend 5 years teaching about something. And then all of a sudden, it's, just forget about what I was teaching for 5 years. That's not what's really going on. No, these people, these players, these entertainers, celebrities, they are being murdered. And the games are rigged. And a lot of time, these games are connected to the deaths of these former players. And Tim Wakefield is another example of this. So look at this. So I hope you guys made some money because I gave this pick out for free. I put it out on my Instagram page. I made a video while the game was going on. Hopefully, you guys made some money. If you didn't, then whatever. I don't think everybody who watches me gambles, but I always say this. Even though I don't encourage gambling, it is a way to make some money. And if they're rigging the games, if they're scamming the fans out of their money, they're scamming the bettors. Why we can't scam them back? Why? What's wrong with that? You want to call that gambling, fine, but there is no gambling involved when you see something like this. A game like this where the Red Sox are playing their final game of the season and one of their iconic players passes away on the last day of the season, and his name just happens to have this connection to their record. I don't know. There was no gambling involved. This was a lock. This was automatic. Like I said in the video, I don't feel like I gambled these $50. I feel like this was an investment. Gambling is when you don't know what could happen. Anything could happen. No, there was no way the Baltimore Orioles was going to win this game. There was no way in the world. If I had more money, I would have probably bet more money. But I have a lot of bills. I live in New York City, a very expensive state. But let's get back to what happened to what they're saying happened to Mr. Tim Wakefield. So this was the headline that came out earlier today. I actually read another headline. TMZ reported it way before. Right, the CNN just put this out at 6:55. So they put it out about 2 hours ago. Former Boston Red Sox pitcher and two-time World Series champion Tim Wakefield, he dies at the age of 57. Keep in mind that he won 2 World Series with the Boston Red Sox, and 57 is a World Series number. When you write a World Series in gematria, it equals 57, like I talked about in my last video. But this is what they're saying happened to him, supposedly. Longtime Boston Red Sox pitcher Tim Wakefield died Sunday morning at the age of 57. The team announced in a news release. No cause of death was provided, though the team issued a statement earlier this week acknowledging that the former pitcher was battling a disease and requesting privacy for the Wakefield family. You know what's interesting about that? Kirk Schilling, who also used to pitch for the Boston Red Sox, who was part of that World Series championship team, he actually put out the news before the Red Sox did. And there's been this big controversy. They're saying that the Red Sox are furious that he put out the news before they confirmed it, because they say that Tim Wakefield was battling his cancer, and he was fighting a private battle of cancer, right? So he didn't want nobody to really know. That's why they said they called it a disease instead of letting people know that it was actually cancer. And this is why they probably didn't release his cause of death. But they're claiming that it was cancer. They're saying that it was brain cancer. And Kirk Schilling he broke the news way before the Boston Red Sox did. But what I'm going to show you is that Kirk Schilling didn't do this because he was trying to be reckless or disrespectful. He was told to do this. And we're going to notice, and I'm going to show you guys why he was part of this ritual. Kirk Schilling, the guy who used to wear the number 38 for the Boston Red Sox. And if you notice the photograph that I have on top of my camera up here, whoever took that photograph of Kirk Schilling and Tim Wakefield, they did that on purpose. They have Tim Wakefield looking at the field, and they have Kirk Schilling walking by him, showing his number, the number 38 that he used to wear for the Boston Red Sox. That's not an accident. We know how faithful the number 38 is. It shows up around a lot of suspicious deaths. In gematria, death, killing, RIP, murder, they all equal 38. So that picture was perfectly taken, and it was done on purpose. And that's how sick this stuff is. I mean, what are the odds that picture even exists? The number 38 next to Tim Wakefield, with the knowledge that we have around that number. So look at this. So Tim Wakefield, he died on his 61st day of his age, which is a very important number to the Catholic Church. Church equals 61. Today, the Red Sox, they beat the Orioles 6-1. And again, he died at the age of 57. He won 2 World Series with the Boston Red Sox. World Series equals 57, right? But if you notice what it says here that he was drafted by the Pittsburgh Pirates. So he wasn't drafted by the Red Sox. He was actually drafted by the Pirates, who also won today. They won their game 3-0 against the Marlins. And notice that in gematria, Pirates equals 101. And he ends up dying on October 1st. So the team that drafts him, not only do they win on 10-1, but the guy who they draft ends up dying on 10-1. And that's the gematria of their team name. But now look at this, right? He won 186 games with the Boston Red Sox. He played 17 years for that franchise. The word kill equals 17. But this 186, it stands out. Because in gematria, his name, Timothy Wakefield, equals 186. And his demise, it comes on the 186th day of the MLB season. The MLB season, it began on March 30th. And from that day to the day of his death, it's a full span of 186 days. So the guy wins 186 games with the Red Sox, dies 186 days into the season, the number that connects to his name. Speaking of Timothy Wakefield, like I said, the Red Sox today, they closed out the season by beating the Orioles and finishing 78-84. And notice in gematria, using the numerology ciphers, his name is 78 forwards, 84 in verse. And this is how you can take advantage of this stuff. Because, like I said in my other video, we can't stop it from happening. Not right now, at least. Not until people, decide that, okay, enough is enough. When people decide that enough is enough, that's when this stuff is going to stop. In the meantime, people are just going to, this is just going to continue to happen. Your cities are going to keep getting flooded like how my city was. A few days ago, Brooklyn was underwater, literally. Something that was predicted in a movie. The Super Mario Brothers movie predicted that Brooklyn was going to get flooded, and that's exactly what happened. 177 days after that film came out, Brooklyn gets flooded. The number that connects to the Jesuit order. And this is why I don't understand how, there's people with these channels that claim that it's not the Jesuit order and that this stuff is organic. How? when it's the same thing over and over again? Or maybe I just got lucky. Maybe I just got lucky with this game and picked the Red Sox, who were big underdogs against the Orioles. Maybe I just got lucky. Maybe I just got lucky picking the Jaguars to beat the Atlanta Falcons and become 5-5 in London at the Wembley Stadium. Something that I also made a video. I put a video out. I think it was in the first quarter of that game. Maybe I'm just getting lucky with these predictions. If you believe in luck, then that's your explanation for why all this stuff is happening, right? The guy wins 186 games with the Red Sox. His name equals 186 and dies on the 186th day of the MLB season. Like, you really think that this is organic? I don't want to, the thing is, I really stopped making videos because I found myself arguing more with people that make videos instead of just focusing on teaching. So that's why I don't really make videos anymore. I just stay on Instagram, and I just post the knowledge there. Because every time I make a video, somebody leaves a stupid comment, and I feel like I have to make a video responding to that person. How can you guys think that this stuff is not orchestrated or manipulated? How can you think that? It's just weird. And then for you guys to make videos about this, saying that this stuff is not really being done by a group of people, it's like wow, really? And then he finished 7-8 in the season, his last season with the Red Sox, 7-8 for one more 78. I don't know. Maybe. If you guys want to believe that this stuff is all organic, fine. But I don't think so. Like I said, World Series equals 57. He's dead at the age of 57, right? Now let's get back. Now let's get to the reason why Curt Schilling released the news before the Red Sox did. It had everything to do with the cause of death, which is cancer. Curt Schilling, born November 14th, 1966. Of course, he's 56 years old. A number that we talk about almost in every video. Oh, but this bottle equals 56. So what? Your bottle was not the one responsible for the death of Tim Wakefield. Okay, you guys have to just, I don't know, whatever, man. I don't want no beef, man. Okay, I really don't. You guys really get on my nerves, making videos saying stupid stuff like that. What is the point of having a channel if you think it's organic? What are you exposing? So Curt Schilling, born November 14th. He's 56 years old. And from the death of Tim Wakefield to his upcoming birthday, to the day he turns 57, Tim Wakefield died 44 days before Curt Schilling's birthday. The number that's associated with cancer, it's associated with the word kill. And you notice all these numbers up here? They all matter. Again, the 44 connects because he's dead 44 days before Curt Schilling's upcoming birthday. Notice brain, cancer, and chemo are all 44. He died from brain cancer. Brain cancer and chemo are also 26. And he died exactly 26 days before the start of the World Series. And notice brain is 91, just like chemo. He died on a day leaving 91 days left in the year. And then cancer is 118. And in gematria, the name Tim Wakefield, it equals 118 like cancer. So, like I said, maybe all this stuff is just a coincidence. Maybe. If you want to believe that. Tim Wakefield, 118 like cancer, 206 like sacrifice, 55 like sacrifice. Maybe it's organic. And out of all the players who participated in that Red Sox championship, why was this person the one to reveal the news to the public? You trying to tell me it had nothing to do with the fact that Tim Wakefield was going to die 44 days before his birthday? Come on. You guys sound foolish in your videos, man. But again, I cannot be patrolling this community. I'm gonna just let people do whatever they want. You guys, as the audience, you have to choose who you listen to and who you watch. There's a lot of people in this community that talk a lot of bullshit. You got a guy over here that talks about cloning all day. You got a guy over here that talks about 33 all day, doesn't teach about anything else. I'm not going to say any names, right? But every video he makes is just talking about 33. He doesn't know anything else about anything. Everything is 33, 33, 33. And that's just proof that, there's something going on. 33, oh, look, 33, 33. So a guy that talks about cloning, a guy that talks about the number 33, a guy that talks about how everything is organic, a guy who talks about how all this stuff is just a coincidence, and a guy who knows how to do the work but then spends most of his time fighting with other people. So, like I said, I cannot be the police officer of the community. I just gotta let people do whatever they want. You guys, as the audience, have to choose who you listen to or not. I mentioned this in my last video. He died on the day with 54 and 18 numerology, and those are baseball numbers. And like I said in my other video, isn't it interesting that I did not do this on purpose, but I learned about the news. It was the bottom of the second inning. The Orioles were batting up. That's when I placed my bet. And then the following inning, that's when the Red Sox scored those 2 runs. Luckily, I caught it at the plus 108. I probably could have caught it at a better price because they were big underdogs in this game. But I find it interesting that I won exactly $104. And this is organic because I did not plan this. But Knuckleball equals 104. But you see, the fact that Knuckleball equals 104 and I won $104 betting on the Red Sox the day that the Knuckleball pitcher died, yeah, that's organic. But if, like, for example, if this was happening every single day, this is going out to you, to the person that makes these videos saying that everything is organic. This is the difference between something being manipulated and the way you can prove it is if it keeps happening, repetition. It keeps happening over and over and over and over and over again. That's where the proof is. The proof is not in one video. I can't say that we live in a simulation because of this one incident, right? If I place a million, let's say not a million, but let's say I place 1,000 bets showing why that game is connected to a former player's death, for example. And every time that I place a bet, the money that I'm about to win seems to be connected to the player for somehow, some way, right? Like in this case, I won $104 and Knuckleball equals 104. Okay, this is one instant. Hey, this is one time that this happened. If it happens 1,000 other times, then yes, that's you can use that as proof of why this is all this stuff is organic. You see, that's not what we do though. At least me. Because when we're talking about cancer and the number 44, I can show you 1,000 examples of celebrities dying in connection to the number 44. Thousands of examples. Literally thousands. I mean, look how many blog posts I have up here. And I really slow down because a lot of my stuff is on Instagram now. So even though in the year 2023, I only posted 63 blog posts, that's because I have like 2,000 posts on my Instagram page. Because if I was still uploading stuff on my blog, I would have close to 1,000 posts in the year 23. I just don't have time to post everything on my blog. It's a lot of screenshots. It's a lot of time goes. It's very time consuming. But look, let's just type in 44 on the blog and see what comes up. This is not even counting what I have on my Instagram page. And how many times we spoke about comedians dying in connection to the number 44? It's not just one comedian. If this happened once, then yes, it can be organic. This comedian died 44 weeks after Nick Cannon's birthday. Okay, he didn't die from cancer, but we know how comedian equals 44. And in this case, Wild 'N Out equals 44, the show that he was a part of, which is owned by Nick Cannon. He died 44 weeks after Nick Cannon's birthday. Let's see. Okay, so this looks like Kevin Hart's mom died from cancer. So I guess this is also a coincidence. Maybe this is natural too. Kevin Hart's mom died on January 23rd, 2007, which means she died 124 days after her birthday. She died from ovarian cancer. Maybe that's organic. Pee Wee Herman, who passed away recently, a comedian. What was his cause of death? Let me just look it up. Pee Wee Herman's. So it looks like Pee Wee Herman also died from cancer. Pee Wee Herman, the actor / comedian, right? So what are the odds that his name is going to have this 44 value? Paul Rubens. You see, this is years and years and years of documentation. So I don't know, you guys can make a video saying that this stuff is organic and that, just because the name equals 64 and 44, that doesn't mean he was killed. Wow. Wow. I'm trying to find at least 2 more examples just to bring the point home. And what about dates with 44 numerology? What do we know about that? And now that I think about it, because yesterday was the day with 44 numerology. I wonder if Kurt Schilling put out the news yesterday. Oh man, you guys know that Tim Horton, the day he died at the age of 44, of course, but the day he died, he played for the Sabres, right? The day he died, that hockey game ended in a tie, 4-4. And the team he played for equals 44, and he ended up dying on the day with 44 numerology. Come on, man, this is years and years of documentation. Now, he died in a car crash, which is not connected to the cancer, but I was going to say, this is the post I just made. Okay, so let's see. Just one more example. I want to find a celebrity that died from cancer, and let's see if if the 44 shows up in their name or something, if it's something associated with that number. Kurt Cobain died 44 days after his birthday. Maybe that was organic as well. Unbelievable. I always tell you guys this. We're fighting 2 wars. With the people who refuse to accept this and are trying to bring other people, trying to like draft other people to believe what they believe. And then we're fighting against the enemy. Because this is the thing, right? If you don't believe in this, fine, keep it to yourself. Now you gotta make a video about it. You trying to like bring people into your section. Like, oh look, don't worry about them. Let people believe what they want. If you don't think this is going on, Obviously, you don't know because you're not showing any evidence of why this stuff is organic. All you're saying is because you was eating something and that equals a number. That's not proof that it's organic, my brother. So Rennie Stenton. Oh no, his name is Rennie Stenett, 70-year-old Pirates player. He died at the age of 72. The Jesuit order number. Let's see what his cause of death was. So Rennie Stenett, who made baseball history twice by his mere presence in the Pittsburgh Pirates lineup as a rookie and later hit with 7 hits and 7 at-bats in the game. 7 hits and 7 at-bats? How long was that game? Died Tuesday morning in Coconut Creek, Florida, after he battled with cancer. He was 72. So this baseball player died from cancer. He died May 18th, 2021. Now, what are the odds that after we look at this blog post that we're going to see the number 44? What are the odds, right? Let's see. So it looks like he died right before the World Series, like a lot of these other baseball players are. Like how Tim Wakefield just died right before the World Series. The 117th World Series is scheduled to begin on October 26th. Rennie Stenett dies 162 days before the World Series. The Major League Baseball number. And he was born on April 5th, 1951. From his last birthday to his death, 44 days. Died from cancer, you guys, okay? So, again. Oh, he died. Wait. Oh, yeah. 5 plus 18 plus 21 equals 44. He died on the day with 44 numerology. Oh, what about Dustin Diamond? Dustin Diamond diagnosed with stage 4 cancer. Something that I predicted as well. Oh, he died at 44 from stage 4 cancer. Wow. Another coincidence. On the day with 44 numerology. February 1st, 2021. The guy with the DD initials. T, the 4th letter. Lung cancer has gematria of 44. Another coincidence. Okay, whatever. Let me just delete everything that I've ever done because you know what? This bottle equals 44. So that's my proof that Tim Wakefield was meant to die because that was his destiny. He didn't die on 10-1 and get drafted by the Pirates. That's not proof of anything. So what? Pirates equals 101. So what? He won 186 games with the Red Sox and died on the 186th day of the MLB season. So what? So what? His name equals 186. So what? You made some extra money today. That's funny. I made $54, the baseball number. I'm telling you, there is something to the organic side, but come on. Like I said, place 1,000 bets and then have the number associated with the ritual. Then you might be convincing me that there's something more to the organic side. But in the meantime, and I'm gonna say this. Obviously, I learned this from somebody else, right? You guys all know that person, right? And most likely you also learn from that person, right? But, when I make my videos, even though I learned something from somebody else, I still make sure that, because there's a lot of people who make gematria videos. And they have different ideas and different points of views. But if you guys notice, I don't share none of those. I don't share everybody's points of views because if I don't agree with it, I don't share it. That's why I don't like to, talk about a lot of stuff. Because if I can't prove it myself, because I know there's a biblical side. I know the stuff is connected. There's an astrology side to all this. I know all that, but I can't prove. Like I don't know how realistic the Bible is, right? Because I'm not a member of the Jesuit order, right? But this is what I can't prove. This is simple math right here. Measuring from somebody's birthday to their death, that's simple math. That is something that I can verify. The gematria of brain cancer, chemo, and kill, I can verify that as well. All you have to do is apply the number to the letter and add up the values. I mean, to me, I don't need to be a member of the Jesuit order to verify if, in fact, brain equals 44. If brain equals 44 and if a person is dying 44 days from their birthday. And then by documenting, I can see for myself that, wait, this is a pattern. And it continues to go on over and over again. There's something suspicious about this. The thing about the Bible and astrology is, unless they're telling me, okay, we are doing a ritual around Saturn. Like, how can I prove that? Maybe if a number shows up a lot, right? A number 93, for example. But how do I know that the Jesuit order decided to pay tribute to Saturn today? Because the number 93 can show up, with something else. And then, because unless they tell me, like, oh yeah, we are paying a tribute to Saturn, or maybe if the headline says, the guy named Tim Saturn is dead at the age of 93, then I'm like, okay, wait, that's suspicious. And then he's dead. If he's died, let's say he dies on a Saturday, for example, then I can be like, oh, you know what? Yeah, they're paying tribute to Saturn because the guy Tim Saturn just ends up dying on a Saturday. A good example of this. They had the coach Saturday. I don't know if he's still the coach of the Colts, Jeff Saturday, and I don't know what it was about him, but I think he was the first time that a coach named Jeff Saturday was coaching on the Saturday, and that was a big tribute to Saturn. And you see that this is exactly what this is the perfect example. So let me just look up this game so you guys can see what I mean. Like this was a clear ritual to Saturn. They have the coach of the Colts named Jeff Saturday coaching the Colts on a Saturday. And I saw that there was a 93 that can play. That's a little bit different. When you can make these numerous amounts of connections around a certain number. But I can't do that for every single ritual. That's why I don't talk about it as much. Let's see, what day was this? So Jeff Saturday coaches on a Saturday. What date was that? Yeah. So this was last year on November 7th. Most likely it was week 7. No, I'm gonna say week 9. Week 10. I think it was week 9. Okay, so it was the end of week 9. Let me see. Jeff Saturday coached on a Saturday. What game was that? Let me see. I actually put these notes on my Instagram page. I wish I knew I could pull it up easier, but let's see if I can find it on. That's what I mean. Like stuff like that, yeah. But I can't say every 93 is a Saturn ritual because, like I said, I don't know that for a fact that they're paying tribute to Saturn every time a 93 it's put in front of us. But especially in sports, there's certain things that are like, okay, no doubt they're paying tribute to Saturn on this Saturday with the head coach Jeff Saturday. Like how many times we seen this pattern in sports? The 42-59 connection. They love that. So it looks like he got fired. Oh snap! Oh yeah, so he's not there anymore. So Jeff said Colts on Saturday scoreboard score. Oh yeah. Okay. Now I remember. Now I remember. It was December 17th on the Pope's birthday. Now I remember. That was the day that the Vikings had that big 33-point comeback. So it was actually week 15. There it is. There it is. Friday, I found it. Okay. Sorry about that, you guys. Thanks to the people that didn't leave the live stream. But this was the game that the Colts had a 33-point lead at the half. Actually, no. It was like in the third quarter. They led 33-0. And then in the second half, the Vikings came back on an unbelievable comeback and won 39-36. But this game was on a Saturday, right? And this was the first time in NFL history that a coach named Saturday would coach on a Saturday. And if you notice 39 and 36, they're just a reshuffling of the number 93, and Saturn equals 93. But there was a 93 that could play in favor or against the Colts. And I don't have those notes in front of me, but that's what the ritual was for this game. But I remember decoding this game, and I was freaking out. Because I'm like, fuck, how are they not paying tribute to 93 in this game? Because when the score was 33-0, I'm like, oh, man, I was way off. I fucked up. But then I was like, I turned the game off, and then I turned it back on, and then it was in overtime. I'm like, oh, shit. The Vikings are about to win, and then 93 could hit. And that's exactly what happened. The 93 played. I don't know if the 93 was going to play in favor of the Vikings or in favor of the Colts, but it played. And this game was on the Pope's birthday, and 93 is a reflection of 39, and 36 is just an upside down 93, right? Right. This was the first time that the Colts, like a coach named with the name Saturday, coached on the Saturday. And usually NFL games are not on Saturdays, but this was obviously a tribute to Saturn because there was a 93 that can play in the records. See, that's when I talk about the astrology in my work, when I can prove it with those type of with that type of information to back up my statements. If I just see 193, like a person dies at the age of 93, I'm not gonna put Saturn equals 93 if that, let's say that person died on a Tuesday, because that one for a person that's new here, that might sound confusing. Like, wait, what? Saturn equals 93, and what did that got to do with this person? So unless I can show people, all of these notes, like, look, the final score, look how it ended. Look, the coach named Jeff Saturday, coaching on a Saturday, blah, blah, blah. This. That's when I add the astrology to my work. But besides that, I don't. So going back to what I was saying is just because I learned something from somebody, that doesn't mean that that's what I'm going to teach. I still have to prove it myself. And the way I like to prove it is by documentation. And if something shows up over and over again, then it's definitely, proof to me. And it should be proof to everybody else. If the number 44 keeps showing up around victims of cancer, there's something going on with that. Are they really dying from cancer, or are they being killed around the number? Yeah, they blew a 33-point lead that day. So, yeah, actually, they was up 33-0 at halftime. Yeah, so it was 33-0 at halftime. And the Vikings scored 39. They outscored them 39 to 3, basically. It says 36-3, but it was 39-3 because they won with 39 points. Oh yeah, so they outscored them 36-3 in the second half, but they didn't count the 3 points in overtime. All right, so that's what that was. Let me keep looking on my Instagram. Maybe I documented the ritual, the 93 ritual. Let's see if I can find it. So it was December 17th, the day that the Pope, I think the Pope turned 83 years old that day. How old is the Pope now? All right, so the day he turned 86. So on his 86th birthday, they had this big Saturn ritual. And if if gematria doesn't, okay, look at this. You guys think this is a coincidence? Those of you from Philadelphia, you think it's a coincidence that cheesesteak has the same gematria as Philadelphia? Come on. Man, I got so much stuff here. This is what I was saying earlier about my blog only having 63 posts. Like if you add the stuff that I put on here, look, I have over 1,600 posts on Instagram. This is because it's much faster for me to post here. It's much quicker. I can do this like that. I don't have to take any. The screenshots is easy on the phone and on the computer screen. So I'm going to December 17th, 2022 to see if I posted the ritual. Hopefully I did. And then we can, if you guys want to call in or anything like that, or we can just end the video. So January 5th, almost there. So this is the Pope, December 24th. December 14th. Okay, so yeah, so I posted it. I made the post. Jeff Saturday is the first coach named Saturday to coach on Saturday, but I didn't put what the ritual was. I think I put those notes on Patreon. Oh, that's what it was. This game was on the first day of Saturnalia. Right, Pope Francis was born on the first day of Saturnalia. See, that's obviously a Saturn ritual, and it was also a 93 that can play that played. I remember, but the first day of Saturnalia, Jeff Saturday is coaching the Colts, and then they have this big lead at halftime, and then blow the lead to the Vikings, the team that equals 201. On the Pope's birthday, the Pope's name equals 201. So yeah, moments like this is when I include the astrology. Other than that, I try to keep it as simple as possible. You know, but saying that a bottle equals 44, and that's proof that Tim Wakefield did not die from cancer or whatever. It's just sad to know that people think that way. Thanks a lot, Luis Hernandez. He says another gem, brother Arthur. Will you do best, brother Arthur? Do what you do best. Much love. Thank you so much, Luis. Luis is always the person showing me the love. So I'm not talking about Zach or anybody. I'm talking about I'll say his name. I don't want him to take it anyway. It's Dan Barrett. He made a video recently saying why all this stuff is just organic. That shit really disappointing to me. It was I was really disappointed when I heard that. Yeah, Kathy, I was suspended for a week, and then they came back suspending me again. That's why I haven't really been making videos. But look how bullshit YouTube is, right? They might flag this video for me saying that, but I don't really care. So they flagged me. Look, my strike it expires on December 14th. But they said that I violated their policy for medical misinformation, and the video was about what is 42 and what is not. I didn't talk about anything medical related in that video. I was just telling people stop saying that every time you see the number 42 is the word nigger or something, or it's a ritual just because you see the number. You have to do more research. You have to do what I just did in this video. Show people why, if you see a 42 in the headlines, why it is a racial story. Not just because you see it on somebody's t-shirt that person is being shamed. No, that's not how this stuff works. That's the only thing I said in that video. And they took it down, and they said I violated their medical misinformation. I didn't talk about anything medical. And then I appealed it and got rejected. I had an interview with Dan, and they gave me a strike for medical misinformation. We didn't talk about anything medical in that interview. So this is what they do now. Whatever video, whatever I say that they don't like, they're just gonna say that it's medical misinformation and flag me for it. And that's that. And those of you saying that I'm doing this for money, I just made $26 this month off of ad revenue, right? Yeah, but it's sad. It's sad that these people they do this to us. You said, did Dan conclude that or just question it? No, because that video was not on his channel. It was I was the one that streamed it. He put the interview on his radio station. Thanks a lot, Rogo Crazy. I appreciate that. Appreciate that. Thank you. Hopefully we make some money this NFL season. So Jay Buzz says that Wakefield was synced up to his debut in the last game he played. Okay, let's take a look at that before we end the live stream. Let's go back to where we started. I also learned that Tim Wakefield's wife also has cancer, so her demise is coming up soon as well. Let's see if she dies 44 weeks after Tim Wakefield. His debut game. May 27th, 1995. I mean, I think I showed enough. It's pretty obvious what happened to Tim. Big baseball ritual on the 186th day of the season. Well, he died 28 years after his debut. So 28 to be the kill number. Isn't that funny? His debut was on the 147th day of the year. He died at the age of 57. His debut was on the 147th day of the year. And notice in Gematria World Series is 147 and 57. Made his debut on the 147th day of the year, died at the age of 57. The two-time World Series champion. $9.25. His last game was on $9.25 in the year 2011. He died 144 months after his last game. His birthday is 8/2/2011. His last game was 54 days after his birthday. Baseball equals 54. He died on the day of 54 in numerology. That was also the 55th day of his age. And I think Timothy Wakefield equals 55. Or Tim Wakefield equals 55. And his last game was against the Yankees. All right. But I think we've shown enough. R.I.P. Mr. Tim Wakefield. And, thanks everybody for the support. And let's see how long my videos stay up now. Maybe this is medical misinformation. Maybe, whatever. 38 people watching. Okay, yeah, that 147.57. Yeah, that's definitely interesting. Yep. All right, thanks everybody. Enjoy the rest of your Sunday, and I'll see you next time. Peace. Thank you for watching.